Dude, that was awesome. What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. I'm here with fellow film and Bo Burnham lover, Mike Jones. Mike, we just watched one of, I know, your most anticipated movies of the year. Are you excited to get into this review?
I'm excited to get into this review because of the love that I have for Bo Burnham, just in general. I'm sure you watched him just as soon as I did. Like, yes. Whenever he first started doing his YouTube videos, when he was doing the funny little songs, a little bit of racy to him and stuff like that, like real risque and stuff like that. So I've always loved his work. Every single time he comes out with a special, I watch it the day it comes out. And then whenever I heard he was directing a movie, I didn't know what it was about or what it was going to be about, but when I heard he was directing, I had to see it. So yes. I've been really excited, and I'm so glad for the success of this film so far that it was able to come to our theater, because it is such a small movie. I'm so glad he was able to come to our local theater and then we were able to see it. Yes,
absolutely. Very low-budget, independent feel, and it did so well in those that minor amount of theaters that it expanded to the Cinemark and the Regal, and I think that is so cool. And you hear Bo Burnham, you think, oh, he's directing a comedy or something. Well, this has comedic elements to it. This is a movie called 8th Grade. This is about an 8th grade girl. It's a coming-of-age story. It's very deep, dark. It's an emotional look. We'll get into all that. If you guys don't know how my reviews work, I like to talk about the good, the bad, and then give you my score. And Mike, we have a lot of good to talk about. I don't know exactly where you want to start, but if you want to talk about the directing, the acting, what stood out most for you in this movie?
Kayla, she is a small-time YouTuber.
Yes. It's just so weird, the parallels. I love
parallels. And I love that Bo Burnham brings that back from his YouTube past, and his great. So she's making videos, and she gives life advice. And the thing that struck me the most is whenever she was giving these life advice, it would be one long take, and it would just be her talking about a single subject. As she would be talking about this single subject, it would cut away from the YouTube video into a portion of her life that kind of applies. Rather, it be a direct comparison in terms, like, she's talking about confidence. It's a moment that she's having rather trouble with her confidence, or it's vice versa, where she actually is feeling really confident.
Yes.
But a great thing about this movie is that as soon as she's done talking about confidence, something kind of like tragic would happen. Yes. And like, rather she wouldn't realize it. She's having the greatest time of her life. She's having all of her anxieties are out the window, out the door, and then all of a sudden she is talking about like what she was talking about confidence. I think in part during the car scene. I think she was talking about confidence, and then all of a sudden, like, life just got flipped up on her head, and she didn't know how to react to it. But at the same time, like, all of these great things are happening, and but at the same time, all these terrible and anxiety-building things are happening. So there's a lot of there's too many good things to keep talking about. Otherwise, we'd be here the entire night.
Absolutely, and that's the thing that got me about those scenes is she would be describing a certain feeling, and the movie would capture the feeling that she was describing. Yet right after that, the movie would take a turn, and I'm not saying it's a turn that's like, oh, you're not going to expect what happens next. No, it's an emotional turn, and that's what I love that Bo Burnham brought to this story. Is there's so many emotions. There's laughter, there's a happiness, there's sadness, and there's a part of the movie, and I'm not going to go into detail, but it's scary, and you're on the edge of your seat, and you're thinking, what is going to happen next? And I love how you can get all of that just from a story about a girl in the 8th grade. And I know, Mike, we were talking about this early. One of the best things about this movie, in my opinion, is every time she would go to a certain place, the camera would follow her into that place, and I thought the angle and the way that it did it and the way that it captured that spirit and emotion that we keep talking about was absolutely brilliant. It would stay at her level. It would never go above, never below. You were at her level, on her turf, if you will, throughout the entire movie. And you followed her on that journey, both metaphorically and physically. And that's why I think the cinematography is some of the best that I've seen all year, because it's just a beautiful film. And then when you're thinking about it, especially afterwards, you're thinking about how beautiful the dialogue was, and the shot selection, and the character work, Mike. I loved the characters in this movie. Who was your favorite, and why did you love the interactions?
I have two favorite characters. I think everyone's gonna love Gabe. Everyone's gonna love Gabe for the comedic aspect that he brings to the film.
The scene at the end, the dinner scene, one of my favorites of the year.
Yeah, it's great. You have to watch this film just for the pure. But I think that my favorite character. I mean, the entire movie is about Kayla.
Yes.
It's about Kayla. It's 100% like the camera stays with her the entire time.
From her point of view.
It's like you're sitting. You are not watching a film. You are watching a girl's life. Yeah. Like it is fantastic.
Documentary-esque.
Like this is how well that this film has been made, is that you are watching someone's life. You are not watching a film.
It's incredible.
There's no there's none of that. But anyway, my favorite interaction is between her and her dad. Where,
oh my God.
The mother's not in the picture for reasons we don't exactly know why, and really you don't even have to bring it up. I like they didn't even bring it up of why she was gone.
Yeah.
But they just said that, well, she's not here, and the dad is disconnected, like how most dads are from their teenage daughters. The dad is very disconnected the entire film, but you can tell that he really cares, but he has no idea. No idea at all in what's going on in this little girl's head.
Lack of communication.
Lack of communication, but like it seems like he's trying to figure things out as well.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
He's really trying to figure out things as well, and so he's trying to relate to her, but she's at that age where she does not want anyone's help, but at the same time she wants everyone's help, and then she doesn't want to talk to anybody, but she wants to talk to everybody. So the dad is kind of. I felt really bad for the dad.
I did too.
I felt really bad for the dad, but there's this nice little moment between both of them later on in the movie when she's had some things happen to her, and some scenes and other things happen to her, but like the connection that they made in that scene was phenomenal, and it made me think about all of the events that I've had in my life with my father, the social anxieties that I've had in my life in middle school and high school and everything in between. And then, like, for me, that capped it off the best was that little monologue at the very end where she's saying, where she's talking about between middle school and high school.
Yes.
And is like, I hope, like, it doesn't really matter things even though middle school was bad, here I am, I made it.
And things will get better.
And things will get better. And hopefully they get better. And even if they don't get better, know that they still keep getting better and stuff like that. So like it's a phenomenal film. I love it. It's
one of the most realistic takes on high school, middle school, whatever you want, that I've ever seen. And I'm saying that in general, ever, in the history of filmmaking. And I love how relevant it was to the times. You have kids shouting out LeBron James. You have principals dabbing. It's so weird if you're an older person, you're seeing that like, oh, is that what the kids... That's what the kids are doing. That's exactly what they're doing.
It's what they're doing, and it's exactly what they're dealing with as well, with these adults. With these adults and how they're trying to relate to kids and stuff like that. There's so many little human interactions that Bo Burnham captures perfectly.
Goodness.
Exactly how they're supposed to be.
Even just the stuttering of the characters. The principal standing up there talking in front of the school. He couldn't get his words out. Kayla, she's trying to talk and she continues to stumble over her words. You know it's not necessarily scripted, but you know it's supposed to be there. But it felt so real, and I loved how realistic the dialogue and the conversations, everything was.
I believe the actress name is Elise.
Yes.
You are phenomenal.
Oh God.
I did not see a single moment where you could have, where you messed up or could have acted better, or there was no. This is not a child actor. This is a seasoned veteran, and it's her debut. It was absolutely phenomenal. I cannot talk highly enough of how good of a job she did.
I want a nomination. I want a nomination for her, and even I think the father deserves a nomination.
That monologue he gives at the fire fire pit. I don't even know what we're going to do this for this next segment. I can't think of anything. Let's just get into it.
Let's get into the. Okay, so let's talk negatives. Mike, do you have any negatives for this movie?
I don't know.
The only thing that I can think of that people, not me or you necessarily, are going to say is they're going to go in, they're going to think it's boring and maybe a little bit too talky.
Maybe a little too talky, maybe too slow.
Yeah,
maybe some parts will bore them.
Yes.
But if you're paying attention, all of that space is being taken up by really amazing little moments and little good things. I really can't think of
a negative.
Cinematography, picture, color, characters, Kayla's peers, that they were kind of overacting.
A little over the top.
It is a little over the top, but it's an exaggeration to show the point.
It is.
And it's well placed.
Yes.
So it's not overdone, but it's just maybe a few of the girl, what was her name, Kennedy or something like that, when she gets invited to those parties. Some of the character interactions there were just a little bit overdone, but like that is nothing. That is absolutely nothing. That is me being as nitpicky as I possibly can. This movie is phenomenal.
Yeah. Do you have a score for me? I'm going to let you go first. What are you going to do?
The more we talk about it, it just like at first I was thinking like oh 7.5 is pretty good, and then we just keep talking about it, and I'm like it's gonna be like 8. I'm gonna give it like an 85.
An 85.
An 85.
Okay.
And I think the more if I were to watch it again, I'm sure it would go up because there's nothing like it's not the best movie you've ever seen, but it's so well made, and it's like what it was going for, it hit it on the dot.
It did.
Like there's nothing else you can do to make this film better than what it is.
Yes.
Like so, I think the more I think about it, my score will only go rising up. So like, let's go with like an 85 or greater.
85 or greater. I'll put the greater sign over.
Yeah, put that for me.
But I'm gonna go 96, and that's the
96.
Second.
You're going all the way up there.
I'm going 96. That's the second highest score I've given all year, and the only reason I'm doing that is because I've never felt so emotionally involved in a movie about a middle schooler, first of all, and it's about a middle school girl. And that's something that, why are we relating so hard to that, Mike? It's such a weird feeling, and I don't understand it, but I loved it. I thought it was a brilliant movie.
It's because Bo Burnham did a great job.
Yes.
This is a very early in his career masterpiece.
I agree. We're big fans of you, Bo. If you're watching, I know you probably aren't, but I just thought it's such a cool thing for you to come out with a movie this good for your first try. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Mike, where can the people find you or see you? I know you'll be in another video eventually, but you know.
You can find me on Twitter. I don't post anything on Instagram, so there's no point in that. And then I have my own YouTube channel, but like, I don't post any of that. I'm thinking about some stuff, but we'll see. We'll see.
He's got the gear, he's got the brains, he's got the ability. He's a great cinematographer. He's got some good stuff. So we will work on some stuff eventually, and who knows, maybe we'll even push out a short film in the near future. We'll try to work on something.
Put some high hopes up there, but I would love to work with this guy. I love working with this guy. Every time I see him, it's a good time.
Dude, every time we go watch a movie, it's a great time. Thank you for doing this. We have to do the car reviews every time we watch a film, because I think they always turn out good, and they make for great discussion. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Mike, anything else you want to say?
Yeah, it's hot in here. Turn on the AC.
God, it is hot in here.